Welcome back. Today on Real Reviews, we're going to be checking out the 2022 Dodge Durango RT. This has a V8 engine. Let's come and check it out. And the way that you open up the engine compartment is going to be right underneath here. Take a look. There's a little lever right there. You're just going to push that over and you push it up, and it does have a piston that opens it for you. So that's pretty cool. So here is a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi engine. Very fast. It actually has 360 horsepower. And it is also all-wheel drive. Fuel economy on this is supposedly 14 city, 22 highway. And one thing I do want to mention, take a look underneath here. If you'll notice, there's no battery. And the reason being is because for some reason, they decided to put it underneath the passenger chair. So the battery is located underneath the passenger chair. Let's go ahead and close this. All right, so we do have LED strips right here, and we also have HID lights in this vehicle, and I will be showing that to you in a moment. So not only is this a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi, but it's also all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic. So come around here, let's check out the sport rims that we have on here. We have 20-inch wheels on it. We also have the turn signals in the mirrors, and we have the lane warning light. So if actually somebody comes up on the side of you, there's a little warning light right here that lights up and it shows you. That's also really cool. Now here is a button right here to close the door. When you get out of the car, you can just go ahead and press that. It locks the car for you. And if we come around the back, you'll notice that we have dual exhaust, and we also do have a hidden tow hitch right here. You also notice that we have the sensors right here. These are your parking sensors. We have them on the front and on the back. And let me go ahead and show you the key fob right here. Here is the key fob. So on the key fob, you can actually unlock, lock. You can open the back tailgate. You can also start the car, and you have a panic button. So let's go ahead and see how this works to unlock. So you can actually unlock it or actually open the tailgate right here pressing twice, or you can actually press right here on this button. So if you press right underneath there, it just opens up. Don't try to pull on it because it is not a manual opening mechanism. So back here, we do have a 12 volt right here, 12 volt charger or plug, I guess you can call it. And underneath here, you have your jack is going to be inside this hole right here. There's your jack. And this goes back very easily, as you can see. There we go. It's finally in. Super easy, just like that. All right, so I don't know what you put down there, whatever you want to put down there. And then there's your jack, and underneath the car is where you have your spare tire. Maybe you can get a view of it underneath there. Here's your spare tire right here. Okay, now these chairs, in order to fold them down, is pretty easy. You just grab this lever. So normally it's going to have the headrest up like this. You just grab the lever like this, fold them down, push them forward just like that. Try not to break your fingers in there. And there you go. You have some room in the back seat. So it's not a whole lot of room, but you do have some. You also have some speakers back up here. All right, let's go ahead and pull these chairs back up again. All right, now you can also close right here. You have your close button. You want to close it, you're just going to have to hold it down for a couple seconds. There you go. And it tells you to get out of the way, and you better get. Nice. I don't know what this for is right here. I'm not really sure. And one other thing I do want to mention up here in the front, that you have the air intake on the hood right here. So it's kind of like really sporty looking. I really like the way that looks. And the lights do look cool. We have to get a picture of that at night, or a video of that at night, so you can really appreciate what those look like. So anyhow, let me show you how the car starts. So you just go ahead and double press this. In a few seconds after you think it isn't going to work, it starts just like that. You can see the LED strips right there in the front. And now I could probably also show you the way the lights look. Let me go ahead and try to turn those on. So there we go. So we have the HIDs on. We also have the fog lights here at the bottom, or driving lights, whatever you want to call it. Actually, these are, I guess, fog lights, what they are. And you do have the sensors right here in the front. So sensors in the front and the back, LEDs, HIDs, looking pretty good. So come around this side. I want to just show you something about the lights real quick. So something that had me confused was how to turn on your actual fog lights, and this is the button right here. So this turns them on and off. So normally I just leave this on auto, and then it has a sensor on the dashboard, and the lights will turn on and off for you. All right, so let me just go ahead and show you up here in the front a couple little things here. So here is the door panel. You actually have your windows up and down controls here. The two front windows are auto. The back windows don't seem like they are. You have the window unlock and lock for your door panels. This is the adjustment for your mirror. And right here, you have some presets for your chairs. You have 1 and 2. This actually controls the steering wheel and the chairs. The steering wheel is actually telescopic, so it goes backwards and forward and also goes up and down. So that's pretty cool. And here's all your light controls and the controls for your AC and such. Just go ahead and show you what it looks like inside the car. So here's the front seat of the car, what it looks like. And here's the view going straight through. Just like that. Lots of room in there, actually. Go ahead and go into the back seat here. Second row. Second row, you have some cup holders, a little space to, I don't know, throw your junk. Speakers. And you also have some vent controls down here. So the feet, or I don't know. I don't really know what this is right here. Some type of button that makes it go up and down. There you go. Some controls. You also have heated seats. And it's supposed to be a 12-volt plug right here, but it is a rental car, and that was missing. And then you have some USB ports where you can actually charge your devices, bring your own cables there. Up on the ceiling here, you have the AC controls, as you can see. And you also have some cool lights right here that are directional, kind of move around. If you want to read a book or something, kind of like on an airplane. Got your vents, and in the back, you also have your vents, and you have the same type of lights. Okay, so I just want to show you how spacious this is. This is actually, I actually am about 5'8" tall, and I have a lot of leg room here. So I guess even if you're 6 foot, you could probably still fit here pretty well. These seats, they do not move back and forth. So where they are is where they are. The only thing they do is kind of like, you know, incline, I guess you could say. Recline, incline. So that's pretty much for that. Here you have a couple of cup holders in the middle. You have a couple things on the back of the chair where you can put your stuff. Let me show you how the back seat is. Back seat is a little bit tighter. I mean, there's a little room back here, but maybe I only have like about maybe 2 inches, maybe about that much in front of my knees. So it is kind of tight. You're probably not going to want to sit back here for any extended period of time. I mean, you could probably put these armrests to kind of get it out of your way, get one knee, you know, a little bit more clearance. But yeah, it's not going to be a real comfortable ride back here in this third row. But it's cool that it has a third row, so that's a good thing. Okay, now one thing to mention is that when you do use your key fob to start the vehicle, you're not able to just shift it into gear right now. So if I put my foot on the brake, I can't use it. And you're like, why can't I use the car? You got to actually press this button. You see it's blinking, run, run. And now the car is going to be ready. It's getting prepared. Let's see, does it work yet? Now it works. And why the steering wheel didn't pop into position, I'm really not sure, because usually it does. That's the cool part about the memory recall. You just press your buttons, 1 or 2. And now just to mention the memory recall real quick. See right here, you can see it has a 1 and 2. 1, 2, and then the save button in the middle. So this actually does have profiles in here. It has 2 profiles. And now if you were to press either one of these profiles, it will actually change your profile for the infotainment system right here, the 10.1-inch infotainment system, but it won't adjust your steering wheel or your seat. So if you press the button here, it actually does everything. It changes everything. But if you press the button here, it doesn't. So that's just something to keep in mind. So like if I press 2 right here, it changes the seat, it changes everything, and it even changes that. And if I press 1, it changes everything back. Actually, it's already still loading driver 2, so I kind of glitched it out a little bit. All right, so starting from the front, we already went over the door right here. We went over the memory. Now you do have your vents right here. You can adjust those. You can open them. Right here is all the way open. This is closed. So you have that functionality. And you have your heads-up display right here, which is pretty cool. And everything there is controlled by your steering wheel. So we'll get up to that in a minute. So this controls your heads-up display right here. And you have your phone right here. You want to be able to make calls from the car. You obviously have your horn, which, you know, people up north really like to use a lot. Not so much in the south. Then you also have your cruise controls right here. So this is to actually enable cruise control. This is to set it. And then you can, you know, make it go slower, make it go faster, and you can resume and cancel. And obviously, if you press the brake, it's also going to cancel. On your steering wheel right here, you actually do have a way to control your media. So in the back here, it has a couple little buttons here. You can actually control your media. You can select your sources. You can actually control your volume. You can do track up and down. You could tune your stereo. And then you also have right here, you have paddle shifters. So if you decide that you want to try to shift, if you want to try to go crazy, you just go ahead and put the car, actually just bring it down like this to drive, and you move it over like that. And now it's on manual, and now you can use your paddle shifters. And if you try to shift into a gear that's not, you know, if you try to shift it wrong to where you're going to like destroy your car, it's going to tell you that that gear is not, I forgot what it says, but something like invalid gear or gear not allowed or shift not allowed. Something, I think it's shift not allowed actually. So anyhow, let's go ahead and show you right here. So you can actually use that speedometer or this one. So you have the digital one, you have the analog one, and then you can also go up and down here and you can show your tire pressure and you can go across, show your temperatures, coolant, transmission, oil pressure. Wow, lots of different stuff. 26%. What is that? Oil life? Okay, it's only 20. That's pretty cool. You got your battery voltage, back to the tires, and if you go down here, so you have this screen right here, some type of like lap timers. I don't really know. I guess you want to time yourself driving fast. All right, so right here you have the different lap history. If you're like trying to race your truck somewhere, 118 miles an hour. Somebody drove this 118 miles an hour. That wasn't me. I don't know what that is. Oh, 60. They have a 0 to 60 timer, 0 to 100 timer. Oh wow, just like a whole bunch. 3.9 second right here, 60 foot. Bunch of different stuff here that you can see. I mean, this is like, you know, a sport ready truck, I guess. So they just give you a lot of different stuff that you can see. So here's your G-forces you can see inside of there. I mean, so you can set this up to do so many different things. I mean, that's just crazy. It shows your fuel mileage, which is kind of getting worse. It's supposed to be 14 city, 22 highway. I think it's 1422, but I'm only getting about 12.4, and I'm not even really using sport mode. And we do have sport mode down there, right down here, and I will get into that in a minute. All right, let's see what else we got in here. And I don't know, some more stuff, just tons of stuff. Look at this is your trailer brake. So if you have a trailer on here, you can actually control your trailer brake right here. And, you know, up and down, I guess you can control it here as well. There's so much stuff to this car. And here's the USB showing you what's playing. And there's your messages. And you can do setup, and you can like change all of these dials around. So there's just a lot of different stuff that you can do here. So usually I just leave it like this, and I usually keep it on digital when I'm driving. So obviously you have over here, you got your RPMs, you got your gauges right here, your speedometer, you got some other stuff over there, just tons of stuff, your temperature, you got your fuel gauge, and then you come up here to the top. This is pretty cool because you do have 2 lighted mirrors on your visor, so you can kind of see a little bit better right here. Got the lighted mirror on your visor right there. Pretty cool. Not LEDs, but whatever. And then you also have lights here, and then you have another light right here. So each one of these has 2 lights to it. So just like that, you got your home link right here where you can actually open up your garage door or gates or whatever. And then you also have your release right here for the tailgate. And then finally, you have a place for your sunglasses. And then your mirror has an SOS button. And I guess if you want to call for help, it has some type of a power on, so you can control the brightness. You know, if people have the high beams on, and some type of assist button, not really sure what that does. Then we come down here, you have all of your AC controls. You have a mute for your radio. You got heated seats. You actually have fans in your seats if you're really hot, or I don't know, just came back from the gym, who knows. Heated steering wheel, and the same thing for the passenger side. And then you have controls right here for the driver's side, controls for the passenger side, and then this is your fan controls. Obviously, you know AC, how AC controls are. You got a front defogger, rear defogger, and then we go down a little bit more. Actually, we also have a screen off button that just turns off your screen completely. You got your volume, you got your tuning. And then underneath here, we do have sport mode. So if you want to drive fast and you really want to see what this truck could do, you want to use sport mode. And when you press that, economy mode goes off. And we press this off, economy mode goes back on. Now, I guess you can have it regular with economy mode off as well. And I guess hopefully that gives you a little bit better gas mileage, or worse gas mileage, sorry. It's better gas mileage like this, supposedly. Then you got your hazards. Then you got your traction control off. Then you got your parking sensors on and off, I guess, for the front and rear. And then over here, you got your shifter, which shows you, you know, what gear you're in, or if you're in manual. You got some lighted cup holders right here. You also have some type of like all-wheel drive low switch here. You put it in neutral, and I guess if you're going to climb some hills, you can probably shift this on, and you will be able to climb those hills a little bit better. So that is pretty much everything. Oh, just about. Actually, you know what? I missed a couple things. I missed actually, we have a wireless charging pad right here for your phone, which is really cool if your phone has that capability. A little spot to put your mesh like I have right there. And then we have your USB-C and your USB ports if you want to be able to use USB drives to play your media. So there we go. I believe that's pretty much everything. You can throw some, I guess you could put your key right there. I don't really know. You can put whatever you want right there. Maybe kind of fits the key. I guess it does. I mean, it's not really the right shape because the key is shaped like this and that's shaped like that. Who knows? Anyhow, you can put whatever you want in there. So that is pretty much it for that. Now we're going to get over here to the, actually, you know, the push button start. I think I kind of already went over. So you do have the push button start there. And then we're going to get into the infotainment system right now. Okay, so now we're going to get into this infotainment system here. This is called the Uconnect infotainment system. It's actually a 10.1-inch touchscreen, and it is capacitive, so you don't have to push on it. It actually just senses the electricity from your fingers. So we get back over here into the profiles like I showed you guys earlier. This is the one thing you do want to be able to set up here. So if you actually go into one of these, let's see where it is right here. So we go ahead up here to press edit profile. Then you can actually change the name. You can change your avatar or your picture or whatever. You can pick which seat is attached to that profile, your pop-ups, a lot of different things you could do there in the profiles. And then we'll go over here to the home menu. Now the home menu, there is a way to set it up so you can like divide the screen. Okay, so the home menu doesn't seem to work for whatever reason. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. Anyhow, you also have media. This is where you have all of your, if you want to go ahead and play FM, you want to play XM radio, you want to play whatever type of devices, you want to be able to play here. You have comfort. This is where you can control your AC from, so you can control it down here. Plus, you can control it up here if you want it, like on your feet and your head. You can put it there. You can do your, defrost front, rear defrost. You can control your levels here. Has all of those controls. You have your navigation, which I really like this navigation. It even shows you the speed limits on the roads that you're driving, and it tells you if you're speeding or not, which is really fantastic. Not really. All right, here's your phone. So if you want to set up your phone or add a phone here so you can play from it, or so you can use it to make phone calls from the car, you could do that. Then you have your vehicle button. Then your vehicle button is a few different things that you could do here. You have your rear view camera, so let's go ahead and check that out, which is pretty cool. Check your surroundings. And then you also have your third row headset fold. And now I was wondering what this thing was, and I didn't know what it was, but I can kind of tell it's folding down the headrest. There's a thing though, if you have kids in the back, you got to be really careful. So go ahead and turn around and take a look back there. This is what happens if you press the button. Okay, so it's kind of dangerous, guys. Be very, very careful and mindful of that. If you do have kids sitting in the back seat, you don't want to hit somebody in the head with that. So you have your settings button here. This is your display, your profile, driving assist, clock, date, all the different stuff that you could possibly want to set up there. Not going to go through all of that. Here's your performance thing. This is really cool right here because you can launch performance pages. Oops. And now when you go into performance pages, you have the timers. So to see how fast you went on quarter mile or whatever it is. These people went, what, 23, 40 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour in a quarter mile. There you go. You can see all of that. You have 2 pages of that. 0 to 60. So best 0 to 60, 7.2 seconds. They didn't do 0 to 100. Braking distance, 69. I don't know, feet. Not really sure. None of that is mine. I didn't do it. You can also save it to the USB. You can also take a snapshot of it right there. Here's your gauges. You can actually see all the different temperatures. You have coolant temp, oil pressure, transmission oil temperature, battery. What do you have on page 2? And air intake temperature. So that's the actual temperature of the air that's coming in from the front. You got your dyno and your engine right here. You can see your power, your torque, your RPM, your history. And you can see it in a different mode right here. It's pretty cool. This I really like right here. This is G-forces. So you can see the roll that's on the vehicle. So you can see the rear, the front, left, the right, and you can kind of see like how we're rolling, how you're pitched, everything like that. So if you're going around corners, you can kind of see like how much you're doing on the corner, how much G-forces you're hitting pretty much. Then you have vehicle dynamics. I'm not really sure what this is showing you besides supposedly the steering angle. I don't know what else that shows you besides steering angle, but as you can see right there, it's our steering angle. So there you go. So that is that. And then you also have an apps button. And the apps give you some additional apps that you're able to choose from to add to your infotainment system. So that is pretty cool. And you can see up at the top, we have the outside temperature, we have the inside temperatures, we have the time, and we have the song that's there on pause. Okay, so this bell button right here, it means you have notifications on if you have your phone or something connected. So let's go over here into media. Let's go ahead and play this a little bit. Hang on one second. I'm going to turn off my lapel mic here and be right back. Okay, so I want to just show you what this radio sounds like. So I have some royalty-free music here. I'm going to go ahead and play this first one. It's Spellbound by Kevin MacLeod. So it sounds pretty good, and the reason that it does is because it has separates. So it has like your tweeters, it has mids, so it has your highs, it has your mids, it has your bass, so it has everything in there. Let's go ahead and try another song. Let's see what my other song is that I like. Vampire right here. This is Vampire from YouTube. Let's check out how this sounds. right, so that is the radio. It really sounds great, and it definitely beats out the Party Box 310. Sorry to tell you that, guys. JBL Party Box 310 cannot compete with the 2022 Dodge Durango RT infotainment stereo system. And last but not least, let me just show you right here a couple of things. So you can do screen off if you don't want the screen on at all. And then if you want to just have your screen on, because this is the thing, you would figure this button right here would only turn off the radio, but if you press it, it turns the whole thing off. So you don't want the whole thing to be off because you want to be able to see your navigation. Even if you have navigation, you press this, it's gone. So you got to keep that in mind. If you don't want to hear the radio, just press mute and then leave your navigation on. Okay, so now I'm not sure if when you press mute here, because it does say audio muted, I don't know if it mutes the navigation system as well. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Go ahead and choose recent, and we'll just choose Spook Hill, Lake Wales, Florida. See what happens.
You will arrive at your destination at 12:46 p.m.
Okay, so there you guys go. So even though it says audio muted, so if you have it muted right here for the radio, so you can keep your display on, the navigation still talks. So there you guys have it. So let's go ahead and get out of there. Okay, guys, we're going to take this for a ride right now. We have it in sport mode. I'm going to just go ahead and back up and start going. This thing is fast, okay? So you got to be careful. You know, like they say, with great power comes great responsibility, right? At least for Spider-Man anyway. You know, you don't want to be like shooting webs at like, you know, Golden Corral or something. That'll be weird. All right, so let's go ahead and drive. Check this thing out. And I may have to take off my microphone here in order to be able to hear the engine when we're going on the highway. Yeah, so this thing drives pretty good. The suspension is a little bit bouncy, so it doesn't seem to hit too hard, but it kind of bounces around a lot. A lot of bouncing, that's for sure. Okay, guys, so here we go. I took my mic off so we can hear actually what the car sounds. All right, let's see which way we could go. Let's go ahead and go this way. This way looks cool. Yeah. This exhaust sounds really good out here too. I really like that. I can put the performance stats on. Oops, dyno. And put this one down right there. See the power level. Like one here we can see it. We can see right here on our G-force watches when we go around the corner. It's pretty cool. It shows how you're rolling. Whoa, look at that. The G-forces, guys. The G-forces. That is pretty cool. I like that. So like I was saying, the suspension is pretty good. It's a little bit like bouncy, I guess you could say, but it does hold the road really nice and it handles bumps fairly well. I don't really like the way it feels when you go over brick paving roads, but I guess nothing really feels great on that. But it does have a lot of power, and I can tell you right now, you are going to be spending some money for gas on this car. Especially if you want to drive it the way it's meant to be driven. Okay guys, so we're about to get on the turnpike, but I wanted to show you right here. If you want to start the cruise control, you press here to get it ready, and then you press here to set it. So we're jumping on right now here, and we're going to be able to go 70 miles an hour on here, so we can go ahead and check it out. Wait till we be able to accelerate, and you can see this truck definitely has a lot of power and also corners very well. But obviously if you use it to its full ability, you're going to be running through gas, you're going to be burning through tires. But this thing can definitely move, I'll tell you that right now. So just as soon as we can over here, we'll be able to open it up a little bit and see how it rides. But this is right now on sport mode, and obviously if you have sport mode on, you got eco mode off. Now I'm not sure about all the details of this. I'm not sure if how exactly you use all-wheel drive is automatically all the time on, or if you have to turn it on or whatever. But here we go. Let's merge. really nice. It rides really smooth too on these 20-inch wheels. And it does actually have a spare tire in the back as well, right underneath the car. Yeah, so just to give you an idea of the gas wise on this car, I got it maybe 3 days ago, and I've already put $55 in this tank, and I have just barely over half. I haven't really driven it much, but I think the first day I put $10 in, I blew through that in probably about 20 minutes. And then I put another $25 in, blew through that pretty quick. Actually, I put another $20 in, blew through that pretty quick. And then I went and put another $25 in, and that's what I'm running on right now. So it definitely eats through some gas. Like I said, if you're heavy on the gas pedal, you're definitely gonna be eating that gas up real quick. All right, about to jump back on the highway here, behind this big, gigantic truck. Yeah, you're not gonna have any problem merging with this truck right here. That's for sure. It shifts pretty hard too. There's some hard shifting going on. I don't know if that's normal or not, but if you're jamming on this thing, it's gonna shift hard. That's for sure. You heard it. So this is my first time bringing this onto the highway. I want to just show it to you guys, let you guys know what I thought about it, and just let you guys see what this car is all about and what you can expect from it if this is something that you are interested in purchasing or renting. And like anything, I recommend, if you are planning on getting this vehicle and you can rent it first, probably a good idea to do that, so then you know what you're getting yourself into before commit to a car that could be maybe too much for gas, or maybe too fast, or maybe not roomy enough. Who knows? For some people it could be plenty, but if you plan on putting bikes in the back, this isn't the car for you. I mean, you can actually use the tow hitch, and you can put your bikes that way. That's one thing you could do. But depending on what you want to do with the vehicle, obviously is going to determine if this will work for you or not. Not a whole lot of space in the back there, so just keep that in mind when you're thinking about purchasing it. But if you want it for merging, this might be your car.
8:01 p.m.
All right, so I wanted to just show you what this car looks like at night with the HIDs and with the actual fog lights on. This is what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see the differentiation between the LEDs and the HIDs, but there on the side you can kind of see it. Lights up really, really nice. Around the back, the rear lights are also super cool, where they're kind of like outlined. There we go. There it is, guys. Nighttime 2022 Dodge Durango RT. It's looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you what this car is like at nighttime, so you can kind of see all the gauges, the way everything lights up in here. And I also want to show you the headlights with and without the fog lights on, because there is a button here that I did find. So let's go ahead and we'll turn off the fog lights right now. I'll just get around here into the dark road, and you'll be able to see the difference, what the fog lights do. They don't make a huge difference, but they definitely make a difference. And here's fog lights off, here's fog lights on. There's off, and here's on. So it definitely makes a difference when you're driving at night, and I definitely prefer to have the fog lights on. And then I'm also going to show you what the high beams look like. So let's turn on the fog lights, and here's the high beams. Nice and bright. There's high beams, super bright, super nice. And I also prefer to have the car in sport mode. Now, one thing I did notice in sport mode is that you can't really go slow in sport mode. It doesn't really want to let you go slow. It just wants to like rip. I mean, it just wants to just go. So yeah, I mean, if you want to just drive normally, drive in a regular mode, but sports mode is definitely much more responsive as far as the transmission goes, and the car itself, it just seems to respond like so much better when you're trying to take off you know, we're trying to accelerate or whatever. So I definitely like it on sports mode a lot, but if you're planning on driving like slow or in slower areas, you can't have sports mode on because it's just like it's revving too high and it really doesn't idle, you know, slowly. So that's just definitely something to keep in mind. So here's sports mode on. It doesn't really want to idle, right? You turn sports mode off and it's kind of just like more peaceful, just more like chill. It definitely makes a huge difference, sports mode on versus off. But like I said, on is just the way I prefer it. Let's go ahead and turn it on for a second right here. We'll just go down this way for a sec. Just see how sports mode is. Whoa, yes. Sports mode is awesome, guys. So anyhow, I just wanted to show you what the lights look at nighttime, and just go ahead and check out the gauges real quick one more time. So you can see everything is lit up. The door panels light up. Everything in the middle is lit up. You have that nice center display. It dims automatically, which I'm sure you could set up through your profiles. But everything looks good. You can even see the cup holders. You can see, you know, your gear, your shift, what gear you're in. Everything that you might want to see is completely lit up, where in a lot of cars it may not be. And also on the back tailgate, when you open up the tailgate, it also has a pretty bright light on it. So if you're like me and you take a little bit too long in your garage and your garage light turns off and leaves you in the dark, this car will actually have a light for you to still be able to see in there. So that is also kind of nice. Anyhow, just wanted to bring those few things to your attention. Okay, so I also wanted to show you the way these lights work in here. During the day it's hard to see, but these are the directional lights, kind of like in an airplane. And you can see the way that they can bend around and they point at whatever you need. So if you want to read a book in the back and don't want to bother anybody, you can kind of move those around and you can position them wherever you want. They're pretty cool for reading a book or doing whatever you might want. They definitely work. You figure they look kind of dull during the day, but they work quite well at night. Okay guys, here we go. It's nighttime. Let's see what this engine sounds like with the windows open. Got a nice little roar to it, that's for sure. Can't go too fast over here. Let's see over here, it swaps. Where's the 35? Reduce speed ahead. Okay, so here we go. I can hit 45 here. Here we go. Nice. There you have it. Nice engine roar for you guys. Now, final thoughts on this car. Now, I have been driving this car now for about a week. It is a rental car, and I really like it. The car is powerful. The car performs very well. It shifts pretty hard. I mean, I'll tell you that right now, but it's fast. It also the cornering is great. I mean, the suspension's really tight, and I don't know, it's just a really enjoyable vehicle to drive. It really, really is. The exhaust sounds pretty cool too. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It sounds pretty cool. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it drives. I like the way the radio sounds. I like a lot of the features of the vehicle. The one thing that I do not like is the gas mileage. So it's supposed to be 14-22. I'm getting like 12. So that's the one thing that I really don't like about it. And third row is not very roomy. Besides that, actually, you know what? One thing I did forget to show you guys right here was underneath the armrest. So you do have two compartments. You have that, keeping like ID and such. And you also have this, where you can have a 12-volt plug right here. Bunch of room to put stuff in there. So I like that as well. I like the roominess of that. I like the cup holders on the doors. There's more to like about this vehicle than not to like. I like the all-wheel drive aspect of it. And supposedly, even in the back, you have auto leveling suspension. So even if you load the back of your car up with a bunch of stuff, it's still going to keep the same ride height, which is also really, really cool. The all-wheel drive is really cool. Paddle shifters are really cool. They're fun to try out. I don't know how to use paddle shifters really great, so it didn't work that well for me. But overall, the vehicle is a good vehicle, and I definitely recommend it. If you're looking for like a sporty SUV, this is a great sporty SUV to get yourself into. Price range is somewhere about $50,000, I think, on this one, MSRP, for the 2022 Dodge Durango RT. So that's about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button so you never miss another video on Real Reviews. See you guys next time.